I was forced to manhandle a disabled person. This was back in the days when I worked in Brighton. Medium latte, extra hot, or also known as MLEH. MLEH. So, I was forced to manhandle a disabled person. We were doing a job in Brighton. There was about 3 of us. And it was a turfing job. It was for a regular client. And he had a crazy neighbour. So this neighbour was obsessed with the parking situation. It was a dead-end road. The 2 houses were just at the end of the road. So there was very minimal parking at the end. And the neighbour had a double garage. So he had use of 2 parking spaces. And he was obsessed with people not blocking his driveway. So that's fine. I get that. But we would occasionally block it temporarily while we offloaded, and we made sure to offload and then find a space further down the road, because we didn't want to walk all our tools up. And in this scenario, we actually had a lot of turf to offload, and there were other cars there as well. And he would just come out and he would shout and scream. He would record us from his window. He would report us to the police. He even put a bad review on my on some of the review sites against my Garden Angel name, which was totally unfair because he's not allowed to. Essentially, the rules are you have to be a client to give someone a bad review. In that sense, I think, because it's for clients and businesses to report back on the kind of work that they do for them. And this was totally uncalled for. And so we had a few run-ins with this guy a few times. And then we were there on another day doing a regular maintenance. And my client had a visitor. And the visitor had parked probably no more than that much over his double garage. He had space to get both cars out. And she maybe parked her wheel just slightly over onto his bit. So he comes out and he's letting her tyres down in like protest. And this is an old lady. She's an old lady visiting her friend. It's totally unfair, uncalled for. Didn't even knock and ask her to move, which is stupid anyway, because he can still get out. It's not like he's got no access, but he's like, no, this is mine. I'm letting you. And he's just literally in his wheelchair, mobility scooter, like leaning down, letting her tyres down. I had to literally pull him off and say, no, you're not doing that. That's unfair. And he was like getting his phone out, recording, or his camera. I think it was back in the day. It wasn't on his phone. It was on his camera. And it's just mental. And I had to, the complaints that he put on my review site, I had to appeal to them, and I got them removed. And then he changes his email and does another bad review. So that actually ended, that dilemma ended, because at the top of the things get a bad review, and people like thumbs up saying, oh, I'm glad you've kind of put that review, because it gives me an impression of this business. So after getting the first one removed, I thought, he's just going to keep changing his email and putting another review up. So I ended up getting a lot of my clients to post good reviews, because I've got loads of good clients. And what eventually happened, he got pushed down on like to the 3rd page of reviews. And because I got so many good reviews, I ended up being the top gardener in my area, because I had the most reviews with the most 5 stars. So whatever he did backfired, and it ended up being like a good result for me. I don't use review sites anymore because I don't need to. So I've just turned them all off. I just word of mouth. There you go. Crazy disabled man. He must have passed away by now. It's a good 10 years ago that happened. Dilemmas. Neighbour dilemmas for gardeners. Medium latte, extra hot. That was episode 29, by the way. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a good day.